But I want to talk to you guys about All-Star Games just because I'm not really sure if everyone understands how important they actually are. All-Star Games are really, they're an exhibition that is held to show the fun aspect of esports. And for me, really, it's a chance to get to know a lot of the players a lot better than you would when they're being sort of these hyper-serious competitors. So I think that's really, really important for fans to get to know these players and for the future of the esport, get to essentially become invested in the players. So we also, occasionally just need a break from trying to get to Worlds and Majors and Capcom Cup and all sort of stuff. So guys, do you guys care about All-Star Games at all? Is that something that you guys sort of go, it's whatever?
Nope.
You don't care at all?
No, I mean,
Wow.
You said maybe we need a break between, these major events. What if it was just a break? What if there was no All-Star event and we were just like, okay.
But then we get real bored.
I mean, let them stream. Like, they're going to this event. Like, do you think they're getting compensated fairly? Like, the all-stars, like the biggest pros are now going to this thing where they're going to lose another week of their time and travel when they should probably be refueling for next season?
I mean, is the compensation of them gaining more fans enough?
I mean, that's what everyone gets. Oh, you'll get exposure. Yeah,
Well,
get a lot of exposure. I'm
their
Bjergsen. I don't know if people have heard of me yet.
Their teams are still paying them. It's not like they're not getting paid.
Right, but I mean, you should be growing your stream. You should be growing your longevity. Use this time when you're not busy breaking your back to become a better player to grow your personal brand. And as much as you want to say an All-Star event is good for the fans, which I agree it is, I'm speaking more for the player perspective here, where it's just like another thing you kind of have to go to. And I'm sure they can turn it down, but like, if Bjergsen gets voted in, like we know Bjergsen's getting voted in, how does he turn that down? His fans want to see him there. Right. And it's just this like another thing on a lot of the most popular players' plates who are already the busiest, arguably.
Mm-hmm. Well, what about like singular just matches with all-star players? So for example, Dota 2 TI, they usually have an all-star match in the midst of the whole like main event.
It's that crazy 10-man.
Well, so usually it's a 5v5, but they have used it as well to introduce the crazy 10v10 mode. So they also, use this opportunity not just to like prop up all the popular players and get them to do some really fun things with fans, but like also introduce new modes or new heroes. Like we've seen techies come out through that sort of all-star game, and I think it's really fun because it adds like that whole interaction with fans, right? So fans could vote for their favorite players who they wanted to see in an all-star team and go up and play the match. So I thought that was a really cool way to integrate it because I got to vote for my players and they ended up in the team that I wanted them to be in, and it was just a really fun little way to reward the dedicated fans.
And I think that's a much better way of doing it than hosting an event like on its own, because a lot of pros are already kind of like in that setting anyways. You can make it more of an event where like Worlds isn't just like tonight we're taking the Staples Center and it's becoming this thing. You can get another venue earlier in the day or something and make it like a whole weekend experience that the fans get to be a part of and multiple players get to be, as opposed to this kind of like event that's stuck into the season somewhere.
Yeah, we don't do any of this in the fighting game community.
You guys don't have any fun.
You do exhibition matches.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. So we don't really do these all-star things, whether it's like TI, where they have the all-star exhibition, or like I guess a dedicated all-star event. There's exhibition tournaments, which I think are good. I think doing things like team tournaments are really cool. Generally, organizers will run team tournaments at any event anyway, but there are a few dedicated ones. There's actually one coming up in Japan pretty soon, the Cooperation Cup, which is I think it's 5v5, it might be 3v3, I'm gonna get killed for this, but a teams tournament, third strike tournament. And I watched it last year, and it's just the most amazing tournament ever. All the great players from back in the day to now come out for this event, and it's fantastic. So I like seeing stuff like that, especially when it comes to fighting games. Yeah, I mean, these guys, the Capcom Pro Tour was so long, 72 events, like almost 10 months. So it kind of sucks if they have to do more traveling or if they have to have more obligations. I get that. But then, of course, for the fans, yeah, it's pretty cool to watch them go through these things.
Melee has a similar thing where they have what's called low-tier tournaments. So they'll it's often a part of a bigger tournament. Just like one night, they'll say like you can't play any of these guys. All these top-tier champions characters are banned, and you play on these lower things. And it's cool to see like really good players play worse things to a higher level than they would normally see. And it gives like even the commentators a night to relax because it doesn't need to be super try hard. Right. Like, let's make this, break down the action. It's just like, let's have fun. And I agree those are really good for viewers, but I think you just have to make sure it's really smart and it benefits everyone and not just like the viewers or who are the organizers, whatever it is.
And for me personally, I just like the concept of having a really celebratory mentality around this sort of stuff.
You have a traditional sports fan.
Yeah, I do.
background,
Yeah,
too,
so I mean, I'm an old baseball guy, so
Yeah.
like I love the All-Star Game in baseball just because it's such a different atmosphere
Right.
you're gonna get, and you know you get despite how stupid the home run derby is, it's still fun to watch.
Yeah.
Just because you know they're sitting there just like, hey, let's see how many balls we can hit out of the park just for fun. I know it's baseball. I'm sorry, but
What's a home run?
yeah, what are bats? But
They use
no-
bats in cricket.
Yeah, occasionally. But no, for me, I love the aspect of being able to really celebrate the players that are making your esports special, and I think really that's what the All-Star Game is all about.